Merry Christmas, you sick bastards. Welcome to another episode of Sky's Horror Place, where today we're taking a look at a Christmas anthology film called A Christmas Horror Story. What's an anthology film, you say? An anthology film is basically a bunch of small stories compiled into one big story, usually connected by one revolving theme or character. This theme being Christmas Eve, because that's the entirety of the movie. It takes place on Christmas Eve. There are four separate stories we can look at. The first story is about a group of teens who go to investigate a murder at a university. The second story is about a friend of the group of teens who go to investigate a murder at a university, joining her family to go out to see the father's aunt. The third story is about the cop who investigates the original murders, from the first story, his wife and his son, where the son is replaced by a changeling. And then the fourth story is essentially Santa versus zombies. Let's start with the first story. A group of three teens go to investigate a murder that happened, well, more like a double murder, but anyway, a murder that happened at a university. And that's essentially the whole story, but there is a revolving plot around the fact that one of the people who was murdered was there to basically try to abort the child that she was having. This story takes the more religious route of Halloween. Wrong movie. Also wrong holiday. But it's never too late for it's never too late for Halloween. Just remember that. Anyway, apparently a couple of years before that, there was a 15-year-old girl who went to go try to abort her child. And like I said, this story takes the more religious side of Christmas, being more about, Christianity and the Jesuses and stuff like that. Taking the more religious route rather than the whole Santa Christmas route. And, I'm glad they're diversifying the fact that they're going for the original routes of Christmas rather than the commercial shit. Which is pretty good, Christmas nowadays is all just about, like, here's the presents and here's the decorations. But it's supposed to be about family and Jesus. But I'm not going to talk about that because if I get into that, I'm probably going to get attacked here. I don't want to get attacked. I like being alive sometimes. Anyway, and basically, at the end of it, the two guys that went with the group of three teens. Two guys, one girl. By the end of it, the two guys are dead and the girl's pregnant. That's it. That's all it is. I'm not going to get deep into it because the story just gets so weird. The second story is about a girl with her family that goes to see the father's aunt. Turns out, while they're leaving, Krampus starts to attack the family. Turns out, Krampus himself is actually an entity that anyone could become. If you're full of Christmas spirit, but your soul is also full of hate, at the same time you're full of this Christmas spirit, you turn to Krampus. Gender, age, it doesn't matter, you turn to Krampus. The uncle, I guess, or the groundskeeper, turns into Krampus and kills the son, the father, and the mother. Or at least it's implied the son dies, because, he's a kid. They don't show that on the screen. Anyway, then the daughter eventually in the end confronts the aunt after killing the Uncle Krampus. She gets angry, she turns into Krampus, kills the aunt, story ends. It's simple and short. Not really that short because the movie is like an hour and 22 minutes or something. But if you look at it by itself, it's pretty short. The third story is about a father, a mother, and her son who go out to go get a Christmas tree from these woods. The son disappears and is later found, but this son is actually not her son, but rather a changeling who took the form of her son, eventually eating a lot of spaghetti. And, of course, killing the father. The mother then literally straight up whacks the fucking changeling with a baseball bat, takes him to the woods and exchanges him for her son after killing the owner of the woods because all the changelings hated that guy. So I'm assuming that after she shot the owner of the woods, or the property or whatever the hell it was, that the changelings were like, oh, thank you. We hated that guy. Take your son back. Here you go. Have your son back. And yeah, that's how it ends. Father's still dead, though. The father was actually a cop who investigated the original murders, like I said. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. This is unscripted. I don't write scripts. I'm sorry. I can't do that. It's too much focus for me. And then, of course, the fourth story is just Santa versus zombie elves. The elves kind of have a zombie virus that allows them to keep their intelligence, but also makes them ravenous little fucks. They're similar to the Evil Dead, where they're, like, swearing all the time, and an actual zombie virus. So they're running around feral and swearing at Santa Claus, which is funny as hell. And then at the end, Krampus fights Santa. This Krampus has nothing to do with the Krampus from the earlier story. But, plot twist, everything was actually a delusion from some crazy dude. Thinking he was the real Santa Claus. Because apparently, he still believed in Santa. If you do, that's great. I'm not going to do anything to change your mind. But, Santa, he was delusional. He was actually killing everyone in the mall. And he gets shot down at the end. It's very simple. I like the ending, actually. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. So, overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 5. Christmas trees or something like that. I mean, I'm not creative with this stuff. You know, honestly, Christmas is a time of friendship, family, and forgiving. So, from me to you, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. That was weird, I guess. Wow. It's not me. It's like a fucking gray alien. Whatever. Merry Christmas. I'm gonna take care of this. Enjoy a cup of eggnog or whatever with your family. I'm just gonna dispose of a dead body.